Today is Monday the 23rd of June 2014, and today we're having a look at this video, Strange Clouds Helix, but wait, what created it? Auckland, June 2014. This video is by portiasukiotisluca, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and it was uploaded on the 7th of June 2014. Let's have a look at the description. Got up to look out the back window and saw this dark vertical cloud, so started filming. The cloud started to unwind into a helix type thing, so I kept filming. 50 seconds in, an object appears out of the bulbous end of the cloud and flies down to the horizon. Definitely no commercial flight. Any ideas what it could be? How was it out of sight for that time? Well, first of all, let's play some of this video. I'm going to set the speed a little bit faster because it's pretty slow, and I'll mute it. And let's play this. Now, some things that we notice here, it looks very dark, it almost looks like smoke. But the other thing that we notice when he zooms out is that the clouds are also very dark, and we can see in the wide shots that the sun has actually set. The sun is below the horizon. We're looking west here. Now, of course, I live in New Zealand. This guy lives pretty much up the road from me. He lives in Auckland, which is our largest city here in New Zealand. Now, he lives near the Auckland International Airport, and he's filming aircraft. Now, I'll just get one of these stable shots here. We're going to have a look at the sky. You can see the contrail here from the aircraft as it's flying away. This is an aircraft that is flying out of the Auckland International Airport. It is flying away from the observer. It's probably heading to Australia, west of New Zealand. Now, this is why it looks like it's heading straight down, because it's flying directly away from the observer and his camera. Now, we can see that the trail has actually broken up significantly from when we started. This video is 3.5 minutes long, and I've got it playing at 2 times normal speed. So let's see what happens as we get towards the end. We'll have another look at that cloud and see how it's looking when he zooms back out. Let's have a look. Hopefully, yep, you can see it's broken up there. I'm just going to bring it back and pause it. Look at these other clouds. You see how they're dark? These ones down here, they're also dark. It's because the sun has set, it's below the horizon, and it's actually so far below the horizon that it's not actually shining up to the underside of the clouds. And the same thing for the aircraft contrail. Let's go back to the beginning, have another look. I'll play that again. Remember that this is flying away from us, so from our perspective, the contrail is actually all bunched up. Okay? Here's a good wide shot. I'll just take that back there to that wide shot. Okay, so we can see we're looking towards the west here. That the sun has set over the horizon, and he's some distance away. And you know, it's actually quite a zoom in to see the contrail. But look at these other clouds here. We can see how dark they look because the sun is so far below the horizon that it's not actually shining up on the underside. Now, I'm going to show you something else in a minute, but let's just play that a bit more. Take a closer look. Now, what's actually happening here is the air currents are breaking up the contrail. They're pushing them around, and this is what has created this helix effect. It's not actually a helix. It's just the way that the air currents have actually blown the 2 streams of the contrail around. So it actually looks like he's gone into a spin, but it's just that it's been blown around. It's broken up. And now you might ask the question, well, if that's a contrail, why does it suddenly appear? Well, for the same reason. If I go back out to the wide shot again, for the very same reason that we've got patches of cloud. We have to remember that the conditions in the sky are not uniform temperature and humidity. That's why we have patches of cloud. You know, if the sky was uniform temperature and humidity, then we'd either have no cloud or we'd have all cloud. And you know, we've all seen clouds that you know, if you're looking up and watching the clouds form on a day where you know, there's a good air current, you can see the clouds moving about and changing shape and forming and disappearing as well. And the other thing to remember, of course, is that the aircraft actually has to get up to altitude, and the further up you go in the atmosphere, the colder it is. In fact, once you're up to about 37,000 feet, well, actually much lower than 37,000 feet, you're actually below 0 degrees Celsius, which is freezing point. So this aircraft has left the Auckland International Airport. It's got high enough in altitude, and it's hit a cold patch and an area where the humidity is right for the contrails to form, just as we see the clouds forming here in patches, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the aircraft contrail. It looks pretty scary there, but you know, as we go further into the video, we can clearly see there's the contrail once the camera's focused. Now to this YouTuber, I won't try and pronounce your name again, but I recommend, if you're taking more videos, and this is advice from Dazza the cameraman, do set your camera to manual focus and set it to infinity, and that way your videos will always be in focus. You won't lose it on the autofocus. But anyway, here is the aircraft contrail. You can see the contrails coming out of the this could actually be a 4-engine plane, but because you've got the 2 engines on each side of the aircraft, they will combine like this. And I'll Google some other aircraft contrail images in a moment, and we'll look at those. But before we do, I want to take a look at the other videos by this YouTuber. And if we scroll down, we can see multiple videos that go back over a year, where he claims that he's filmed Comet Elenin. Now, nobody filmed Comet Elenin because it was never a naked eye object, but all of these other videos, again, are sunlit aircraft contrails. And here's another good example. I'll load this one up. Just let that load up, and once he zooms in, where is it? So again, we're looking out to the west, flying out to Australia, and zooming in. Let's take it in further. Again, you're struggling with the autofocus there, so you need to use the manual focus. And there is an aircraft contrail. Okay, and again, you've got the 2 streams from both sides of the aircraft. It's probably a 4-engine aircraft, and you've got the 2 streams coming out each side. So like I said, we've got multiple videos on this channel actually filming aircraft leaving the Auckland International Airport over the period of over a year. Check out all of these other videos, you see all the same thing. Now, some of these contrails are sunlit because the sun is just down low on the horizon, and some of them, like this one here, it's dark because the sun is actually below the horizon and it's not shining up below and illuminating the contrail. So here we go. Here is a Google search for sunlit aircraft contrails, and just click on images, and we can see plenty of examples of sunlit aircraft contrails. Now this one here is a good one. We've got the sunlight. Obviously the sun is not too far down. It's not below the horizon, and it's shining on the contrail and illuminating it, so it looks rather fiery. And we can see that this is a twin-engine plane, and we've got the contrail streams out each side of the aircraft. This one here is a good one. It looks like a fireball coming through the sky, but again, it is an aircraft flying away from the observer, which is why it looks like it is heading downwards. It's because it's flying away. If it was flying towards us, it would look like it was coming up from the bottom of the image. And what else have we got? There's plenty of examples here, so you can check them out. Now this one here is a good example as well. It looks like the same sort of thing, but the difference is the sun is not so low below the horizon that it's not shining up and illuminating the clouds. In this case it is, and so this thing looks like a big fireball that's coming down out of the sky. I mean, the reason why this looks so fiery is the same reason why the clouds look so fiery. It's just the low sun, the same sort of thing that gives us the beautiful sunsets that we all love to look at and photograph. But again, here we see that the air currents, the turbulence in the atmosphere, is actually breaking up that contrail, so it looks like it's looks like smoke coming off it. Same sort of thing as what we're seeing in the video. So there we have it. That's what we're seeing in this video. It's an aircraft contrail as this aircraft is flying away from the Auckland International Airport. You can go on to flightradar24.com and see the vicinity of Auckland International Airport and check out the flights that are leaving, national and international flights leaving for Australia and other destinations. And yeah, check out the other videos by portiasukiotisluca, if that's how you pronounce it. He's got a number of videos on his channel. You might like to check those out. And as always, do check out my Facebook discussion page, Voices of Reason to Explain X or VORTEX. You'll find a link in the description area. Thank you for watching. Hello YouTube, this is Dazza the cameraman. Today is Monday the 23rd of June 2014, and today we're having a look at this video, Strange Clouds Helix, but wait, what created it? Auckland, June 2014. This video is by portiasukiotisluca, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and it was uploaded on the 7th of June 2014. Let's have a look at the description. Got up to look out the back window and saw this dark vertical cloud, so started filming. The cloud started to unwind into a helix type thing, so I kept filming. 50 seconds in, an object appears out of the bulbous end of a cloud and flies down to the horizon. Definitely no commercial flight. Any ideas what it could be? How was it out of sight for that time? Well, first of all, let's play some of this video. I'm going to set the speed a little bit faster because it's pretty slow, and I'll mute it. And let's play this. Now, some things that we notice here, it looks very dark. It almost looks like smoke. But the other thing that we notice when he zooms out is that the clouds are also very dark, and we can see in the wide shots that the sun has actually set. The sun is below the horizon. We're looking west here. Now, of course, I live in New Zealand. This guy lives pretty much up the road from me. He lives in Auckland, which is our largest city here in New Zealand.